Shabbat Shalom. Just want to say, Kohla Yahweh Bashem Shai, Bashem Hakadesh, the Answer Pastor Elder Great Nusum that taught me this 100% truth that will well. Citation to the Akim out there pushing this truth in all sincerity and which their lives to do so. Citation to the hopeful elect that are scattered among the four corners of the earth that believe in the truth of Yahweh Bashem Shai. Shalom. This is Revelations 20 and 14, which reads, And death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death. And whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire. I brought this out to deal with the whole hell doctrine. So because a lot of our people who are stuck in that plantation Christianity mind state, they believe that there's a hell, a place where you go when you're wicked, and you go there for punishment and you burn for eternity. But that's not so. That's Greek mythology that was all made up by the devil himself, who in the flesh Esau Edom. You know what I'm saying? And that's another thing we're going to point out here, because each time the scriptures talk about the devil or Satan, doesn't mean he's always talking about the spiritual demon Satan. There's a separation of the two. You know what I'm saying? Just like there's a separation of the heathens, dealing with our people. You know what I'm saying? There's the heathens of our people, and there's the heathens of the nations. There's a Gentile of our peoples, and the Gentile of the nations. And the same thing with the devil. And Satan, you know what I'm saying? There's Satan, who's the spiritual demon Satan, and then you got Satan, the devil, Esau, who in the flesh, you know what I'm saying? And Satan, he operates on the left hand side, and the Lord has given him Esau, Edom unto him, you know what I'm saying? Those are his people. Just like Yahweh Shai has a people, and it's the nation of Israel, you know what I'm saying? You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, we are, descendants of Yahweh Shai, you know what I'm saying? And and Satan's spirit controls Esau Edom, because the Lord has created him to be the wicked in the earth. But we'll put that out here shortly. But the question is, if death and hell is cast into the lake of fire, then is not hell already on fire? You know what I'm saying? Because they tell you that you're going to go to hell and you're going to burn for eternity. So when you die now, you know what I'm saying? You die as a man now. If you're wicked and you didn't know the Lord or whatever it may be, you know what I'm saying? It's saying that you go to this place called hell, underneath, the spiritual world, whatever, underneath the ground, and you're going to be there burning and suffering for eternity. You know what I'm saying? But then if you're already there, then what happens to the judgment? You know what I'm saying? In the day, what plantation Christianity calls it the judgment day. You know what I'm saying? Well, if you sit before the Lord and he say, oh yeah, you're going to be cast into hell. If you already did, how is it? You know what I'm saying? Aren't you already getting that judgment? Like, that don't even make sense. You know what I'm saying? So there's too many holes in plantation Christianity, and no, there is no place called hell. Well, where you burn for eternity. That's made up Greek mythology that Esau Edom, this devil, made to put fear, especially in the nation of Israel. You know what I'm saying? During our captivity here in Babylon, for us not to go off in slave rebellion. To put that control over us, to the fears. That's why he created the whole slave Bible and took most of that stuff about redemption out of there. You know what I'm saying? And just be slave, be obedient to your master and all type of shit, because he wanted to have total control over us. He didn't want to rebel, because he know this book, the nation of Israel, we got the spiritual connection to it. And he tried it, but it didn't work, because some of our people still, when they got into the book and was able to read it, you know what I'm saying, it clicked, because the spiritual connection connected with them. And there was a lot of slave rebellions due to that. You know what I'm saying? The whole Nat Turner thing, Denmark Vesey, you know what I'm saying? And that's right here in, South Carolina, Charleston, South Carolina, and whatnot, Denmark Vesey. So, yeah, there was that's why they didn't want us to read, the book or whatnot, you know what I'm saying? They didn't want us to read, they want us to learn how to read, because, if they did, you know what I'm saying, we would learn how to read the scriptures, and we would connect, you know what I'm saying? So they would put us to death, for reading the scriptures, and they created their own, they took our book and just created this new narrative, this whole new doctrine. You know what I'm saying? Saying that the so-called uh, black men or Africans or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? And telling you that the people in the Bible are not a dark-skinned race, that they took them and turned them into so-called white people or whatnot, and created this whole character who's they call Jesus Christ. You know what I'm saying? Changing in our name of our Lord and His image. And telling you that He loves everybody, and anybody can come to Him and be saved. But that's not so. That's not scriptural. You know. But the whole point of this is just show you that there's no place called hell where you're going to be burning for eternity. Hell is pretty much the condition that we're in the nation of Israel, because the Lord put us through hell for going off against Him, and that's what we're in our hellish condition now, and we're going to continue to catch hell until the Lord, come and take us out of this in this position that we're in this condition that we're in. You know what I'm saying? Because the Lord placed us here for being rebellious unto Him and being spiritual adulterers, and even physical adulterers, but because we sin against the Lord, and the wages of sin is death. You know what I'm saying? And we're in a position of death in hell. You know what I'm saying? In this captivity. That's why the Lord, what I'm saying, He had to come and put His life on the line for the nation of Israel, so He could conquer both death and hell. In that, and He has. You know what I'm saying? Because we're going to be immortals, and we're not going to be in a condition of hell anymore. You know what I'm saying? And it's coming. The Lord going to restore, His nation, as prophesied. But let's go to the next scripture here. This is Acts 2:31, which reads, "He, seeing this before, spake of the resurrection of Hamashiach, that his soul was not left in hell, neither his flesh did see corruption. This Yahushua hath the Most High raised up, whereof we all are witnesses." Yeah, so if Yahushua was perfect in the flesh while He walked this earth, how is it that He was in hell? Because it says here that His soul was not left in hell. Neither did his flesh see corruption. You know what I'm saying? Because he was, this is going into him not being left in his grave. You know what I'm saying? Because He resurrected as foretold by the prophets. Before His coming, that there was going to be a savior that was going to come and die. For the nations of Israel, and His true name is going to be Yahweh Shai. He saves, He redeems, and He was going to give us our redemption. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what He did. He came, He put His life on the line. You know what I'm saying? He said that He was going to give His life up and and raise it back up. And some other people had a problem with that too. You know what I'm saying? The wicked 2/3 of our people had a problem with that too. But He did as He foretold, and He died. He went to this grave. They crucified Him. He went to His grave, and then He raised back up. You know what I'm saying? Went to the heavens. And came back. For the 40 days, and He back in the spiritual world now, waiting for the Lord to send Him back. To rescue His people. But let's go to this word hell, because you mean so you telling me Yahushua in hell? He went to hell after He got crucified and burnt in the flesh, and was burning with the rest of the sinners, you know what I'm saying, the demons down in the pit of hell. You know what I'm saying? That don't even make sense. No, the Lord just raised Him up from His grave. He got raised up from His grave. Let's go into, where is it? Left in hell. Listen to it.
Strong's G86. Hades. Hades.
And
Thayer's Lexicon. Hades. Hades.
All right. That like to go into, the blue letter be going off too. So you see these, definitions named Hades or Pluto, the god of lower Orcus, the netherworld, the realm of the dead. But this is the definition that we're looking for. Later use of the word, the grave, death, hell. Yeah, and the Lord was just sitting to His grave or whatnot. That's why He said He was in hell, but He was raised back up, and that's why He talked about His resurrection. You know what I'm saying? So the Lord conquered death and hell for the nation of Israel, as foretold. And this is Tobit 13:2, which read, For he doth scourge and have mercy, he leadeth down to hell and bringeth up again. Neither is there any that can avoid his hand. Yeah, the Lord is in control. So how is it that he bring you into hell and he bring you back up? You know what I'm saying? I thought if you go to hell, then that's where you go for your judgment and burn for eternity. You know what I'm saying? That's not what that's talking about. You're not gonna go. The Lord just not gonna. You're not gonna die and for all your wickedness. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna go to hell and burn. That's not. That's false doctrine. That's what Esau Edom, this devil created. To confuse you. You know what I'm saying? Because he's the author of confusion. Because the Lord is not. The Lord is not going to author a confusion, as the scriptures say. You know what I'm saying? This devil here in modern day Babylon created this confusion and got many of our people thinking that there's a hell and you're going to burn for eternity or whatnot. That's not so. Again, this is Wisdom Solomon 16:13, which read, For thou hast power of life and death, the, that that lead us to the gates of hell and bring us up again. Yeah, it's the Lord. You know what I'm saying? He bring you into a low condition. You know what I'm saying? Or he can raise you up. He can have you in a heavenly position or in a condition of hell, just like with the nation of Israel. You know what I'm saying? We had a heavenly state when we was in rule, but now we're in a hellish state because we're being ruled over by our oppressors, our enemies, Esau, Edom, and these other heathen nations. You know what I'm saying? So we're in a hellish condition. So hell is not this place to where that you're going to burn for eternity. Hell is a condition that the Lord puts you in. You know what I'm saying? Or the grave itself. You know what I'm saying? He puts you in the earth and you die. You know what I'm saying? Because the wages of sin is death. So you get sent to hell or sent to your grave for committing these sins. You know what I'm saying? And this is Matthew. This is Yahweh speaking, Matthew 10:28, which reads, And fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul, but rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? The Lord's saying, don't fear those men that can just kill you and you die. You know what I'm saying? But he's saying to fear him that can, destroy your soul and your body in hell, which means he can put you in a hellish condition in your resurrection for those that can receive it. You know what I'm saying? Because, reincarnation is biblical. You know what I'm saying? So being in a hellish condition when the Lord brings you back, because the Lord said he could destroy your soul and your body in hell, being that, he can bring you back in a hellish condition. Like he can make you be born, without legs. You know what I'm saying? He can make you be born with infirmities. You know what I'm saying? You could be born with cancer, or some type of medical illness. You know what I'm saying? Sickle cell. You could be born with, with one arm. You know what I'm saying? You could be born blind. You could be born deaf. You could be born, with a deformed face or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? You could be, you know, um, yes, the Lord could just put you in a condition to where that you're in constant pain regularly, putting you in a hellish condition. You know what I'm saying? For you to suffer. You know what I'm saying? Or even like putting you in a position to where you're raised in a third world country. You know what I'm saying? He got that right to put you in that situation. He can put you growing up in the hardest projects there is. You know what I'm saying, in society. You know what I'm saying, to make you deal with that in that health condition. You know what I'm saying? And many of our people are already in those conditions that we come up in poverty and in the ghettos and projects, but that's part of the curses that the Lord has placed upon us. But He can make it more so that what I'm saying, it's more strenuous on you in those conditions. You know what I'm saying? He has the power to make you suffer more or suffer lightly in that condition that you're in. You know what I'm saying? And this is what the Lord is going into. You know what I'm saying? The Lord is saying that you need to fear Him because He has the condition to put you in a health condition in your reincarnation. You know what I'm saying? For those that can receive it, because plantation, those in the plantation Christianity mindset, they don't believe in reincarnation. They still believe in the hell doctrine, but there is no hell, man. And in the scriptures show you so. So that's why you gotta be, give all praise to Yahweh Shema Shai if you can understand the truth. If He give you the eyes to see and the ears to hear. The true 100% doctrine of Yahweh Shema Shai. And this is the Skiliat. I mean, yeah, Ecclesiastes 12 and 7, which reads, "Then shall the dust return to the earth as it was, and the spirit shall return unto the Most High who gave it." Yeah, so when you die, you don't go to this place called hell or whatnot. You just go back to the spirit world. You go back to the heavens. Everybody, you know what I'm saying, wicked, um, righteous, whatever. You know what I'm saying? You go to the spirit world, and the Lord gives you your judgment. The Lord gives you some peace while you're in the spirit world. You know what I'm saying? Because spirits, they don't have, they don't feel any pain, any sicknesses. You know what I'm saying? Because they're a spirit. They're a flaming fire in itself. They don't feel anything. You know what I'm saying? So while you in the spirit world, you're at rest. You know what I'm saying? And you know while you're at rest, the Lord tells you, hey, this is the judgment that you receive for the works that you did on the earth. And when I send you back, this is going to be your judgment. You know what I'm saying? That's why you see, children dying at such a young age or coming back. Again, the Lord put you in hell's condition. You be born with cancer or some type of disease or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? You be born with, with no limbs or, can't see or deaf and blind or whatever it may be. You know what I'm saying? Half of your face or whatever. These are the things that the Lord does as a judgment unto you. So when you die, you go to the spirit world, the Lord gives you a judgment, He sends you back, and you serve that out. You know what I'm saying? So you could live for a couple of years. You could live. The Lord say, all right, you going to go back, and at the age of 2, I'm gonna take your life. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have a stray bullet hit you, or I'm gonna have you get ran over by a car. These are the judgments of Yahweh Shem Shai, and this is true. You know what I'm saying? So that's the hell that He can bring unto you. And to back that up about the going to the spirit world, we're gonna bring this out. This is 1 Samuel 28 and 14, which reads, "And he said unto her, What form is he of? And she said, An old man cometh up, and he is covered with a mantle. And Saul perceived that it was Samuel, and he stooped with his face to the ground and bowed his face. And Samuel said to Saul, Why hast thou disquieted me to bring me up?" Yeah, so Saul went into a witch, a familiar, to summon, Samuel from the dead, because the Lord had done away with Saul. You know what I'm saying? Because Saul was disobedient when he told him to take out the Amalekites, Esau, Edom, the so-called white people. You know what I'm saying? He didn't do so. He didn't do so completely. He said to destroy everything. You know what I'm saying? All of Amalek and all of the possessions there, but he didn't do that. You know what I'm saying? He did his own thing and preserved some of them, and then brought some back, some of the the things that he thought was good. But the Lord, you know what I'm saying, because he was obedient, the Lord took the spirit from him, and he wasn't dealing with him no more. So with that, since he lost that connection, he was like, and the Lord wasn't giving him any visions or dealing with him anymore. He had this witch summon up Samuel so he can see what the Lord had in store for him. You know what I'm saying? And then Samuel says, "Why are you disturbing my rest?" Because Samuel was in the spirit world. He was at rest or whatnot. So the witch summoned him up. You know what I'm saying? And he brought him too, so Saul could talk to him. Let me start it here again. 1 Samuel 28 and 15. "And Samuel said to Saul, Why hast thou disquieted me to bring me up? You disturbing my rest. And Saul answered, I am sore distressed, for the Philistines make war against me, and the Most High is departed from me." See? and answered me no more. The Lord ain't dealing with him no more. The Lord took the spirit away from him. He wasn't going to deal with Saul anymore. Neither by prophets nor by dreams. He wasn't giving me any visions. Therefore I have called thee, that thou mayest make known unto me what I shall do. Then said Samuel, wherefore then dost thou ask me, seeing Yahweh is departed from thee, and is become thy enemy. So the Lord became Saul's enemy. You know what I'm saying? Because he didn't do what he told him to do. You know? So showing that he wasn't dealing with him, he seen Saul as a wicked individual, you know what I'm saying? Because he sinned against him. He didn't do what he told him to do. And Yahweh have done to him as he spake by me, for Yahweh have rent the kingdom out of thy hand and given it to thy neighbor, even to David, because thou obeyest not the voice of Yahweh, nor executest his fierce wrath upon Amalek. Esau, Edom, so-called white men. You know what I'm saying? The chief tribe is Amalek. Saul didn't do what the Lord told him to do and destroyed them. Therefore have Yahweh done this thing unto thee this day. Moreover, Yahweh will also Yahweh will also deliver Israel with thee into the hand of the Philistines, and tomorrow shall thou and thy sons be with me, and Yahweh shall it's like it with me. Yahweh also shall deliver the host of Israel into the hand of the Philistines. Yeah, so Saul Samuel is telling Saul that when he go to battle with the Philistines, because he didn't do what the Lord told him to do, that the Lord was going to give him and the nation of Israel to the Philistines' hands, and that in battle he was going to die and be with him. Where? In the spirit world. Showing you that there's no uh, place called hell, because if Saul was wicked, he became the Lord's enemy. You know what I'm saying? Why isn't he uh, going into hell to be burning for eternity? Oh, so I guess hell didn't exist. You know what I'm saying? But I thought Satan and the other angels would, cast to hell. You know what I'm saying? I thought they was casted to hell, for being rebellious against the Lord. You know what I'm saying? So Esau Edom says in his bullshit doctrine he gave into the world that Satan and the angels got casted to out of heaven and into hell, and they started rebelling against the Lord, just doing what they want. So there was a war between the Lord and Satan. That's which is bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But if Saul was such a wicked individual and he was the enemy of the Lord, why wasn't he sent to hell to burn for eternity? Because there is no place called hell. He went to the spirit world, and like the scriptures say, the spirit returns to the Father that gave it. You know what I'm saying? To the Lord that gave you. The Lord gave the spirit into you, and when he puts you to death, he requests it back, so you go to the spirit world and get your judgment and come back and serve it out here on the earth. You know what I'm saying? And this is Daniel 3:23. And these three men, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, fell down, bound into the midst of the burning fiery furnace. Then Nebuchadnezzar the king was astonished, and rose up in haste, and spake and said unto his counselors, Did not we cast three men bound in the midst of the fire? They answered and said unto the king, True, O king. He answered and said, Lo, I see four men loose, walking in the midst of the fire, and they have no hurt. And the form of the fourth is like the Son of the Most High. Yeah, so Yahweh Shai came to rescue Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego from the fire that they was thrown into by Nebuchadnezzar, because they refused to serve Nebuchadnezzar and his fake gods. You know what I'm saying? They was, showing you that the same thing that this is Esau Edom in this modern day Babylon. Esau Edom going to do the same thing with his mark, and this is a similitude, or a showing that these men are part of the elect, and just like they didn't bow down to serve gods then, the same is now. Like the elect spirits that the Lord has placed in this earth, they're not going to bow down to the beast in this image. You know what I'm saying? And for that, the Lord is going to be there and, save them from the hellfire that's to come. You know what I'm saying? Because these men, they were are part of the elect then and now. You know. Read knowing. Then Nebuchadnezzar came near to the mouth of the burning fiery furnace and spake and said, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, ye servants of the Most High, power, come forth and come hither. Then Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego came forth of the midst of the fire. And the princes, governors, and captains, and the king's counselors being gathered together saw that these men upon whose bodies the fire had no power, nor was a hair on their head singed, neither were their coats changed, nor the smell of fire had passed on them. Yeah, so hold on. How is it that, when the Lord came in the spirit form, he didn't catch on fire, you know what I'm saying, when in his fiery furnace? Because he's a spirit, he can't feel any pain. There's no pain receptors, what I'm saying, as a spirit. You only get pain receptors, when you come into the flesh, you know what I'm saying? That the Lord's body of change that the Lord has put us in this day. We're going to go into that too. But the Lord came in as a spirit, walked into the fire, and placed a force field, a shield of protection around Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego to protect them from the fiery furnace, just like the Lord's going to do in these last days. You know what I'm saying? He's going to protect us from that flaming fire, the lake of fire that's to come. Because the second death ain't going to have power over the elect. You know what I'm saying? Because the Lord's going to deliver them out of that. You might catch some hell going through the times of Jacob's trouble, but the Lord's still going to provide for you because no evil shall touch thee. You know what I'm saying? As the Lord has promised unto the elect, during the times of Jacob's trouble and whatnot. So the Lord, you always going to be delivered, But even if you have to, be a martyr for the Lord's sake, you're still going to be raised up first. You know what I'm saying? So you because there are men that are going to, be put to death and it's for the sake of Yahweh Shemashai, because they refusing to take this devil's mark in these last days, and they coming against this devil. You know what I'm saying? But that's just the judgment that the Lord had given unto them. But the Lord could put them in that right spirit, so that even if they're being tortured, they're not going to feel no pain. You know what I'm saying? That's just something that the Lord, you have to go through, as part of the lot that the Lord has given unto you as a man of the Lord, But yeah, so the Lord delivered them, what I'm saying, from this hellish condition that they were in, being placed into the place of fire. But their faith in the Yahweh Shemashai, in refusing to bow down to the image, because they could have folded and be like, all right, well, we don't want to burn that fire. We're just going to go and serve your God like you want us to. But no, these men had the faith, but the faith is a gift from the Lord too, to believe in that, to believe in Him, and He delivered them. You know what I'm saying? No different from now. The same spirit is upon the elect. And they're going to have that faith not to take that mark in these last days. And the Lord is going to save them out of the time of trouble. And they're going to be saved from the fiery furnace, which is going to be here, Babylon the Great, the lake of fire. You know what I'm saying? The altar what the Lord has given up in these last days for to give judgment to 2/3 of His people and to the other heathen nations. And this is prayer of Azariah 1:66. And this is the true names. These are the names of, you know what I'm saying? Because when they went into the Babylonian captivity, Nebuchadnezzar changed the names, just like this devil did, in this captivity. You know what I'm saying? He changed, our people came here, they had Hebrew names, but they changed the names and gave them their names, you know what I'm saying? To show their ownership of us as a people. Same thing with here in Babylon, you know what I'm saying? Showing you that, this is, the things are written before songs are written for our learning, so we know, and we learn how to, how our enemy operates, you know what I'm saying? So during that time, they changed the names, of these men, from the Hebrew names and gave them, the Babylonian names. And just like now, we got modern day Babylonian names, which was given to us, by Esau, Edom, our oppressor, you know what I'm saying, our enemy. And Onias, Azarias, and Michelle, bless ye the Lord, praise and exalt Him above all forever, for He have delivered us from hell and saved us from the hand of death. Yeah, because they was, delivered into that hell condition, being sent into the furnace fires, and they got saved from death by Yahweh Shema Shai, because he came to the fires and delivered them, and delivered us out of the midst of the furnace, see, and burning flame, even out of the midst of the fire hath he delivered us. Yeah, and that's what he's going to do for the elect in these last days. He can deliver us from the fire that he's going to bring and destroy this place, Babylon the Great. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be delivered when he come with the army of hosts, and when these bombs and these missiles, these ICBM missiles, get launched by the enemies of Esau, Edom, and they come over to destroy this place. The Lord is going to come in his chariots, and he's going to beam us up, shielding us from and protecting us from the flaming fire that the world going to be face. You know what I'm saying? That this place Babylon going to face. He's going to save the elect souls out of that. This is Daniel 40:3, which reads, "The king spake and said, Is not this great Babylon that I have built for the house of the king by the might of my power and for the honor of my majesty?" And this is, Nebuchadnezzar, he going off. He's saying that, he built this kingdom, you know what I'm saying? And, the Lord about to, bring judgment upon him for, saying that, you know what I'm saying? Because he didn't give honor to the Lord. He gave his honor to himself. He was, caught up in his feelings because the Lord gave him the whole world into him, you know what I'm saying? He was able to conquer, and rule, the nations, because the Lord gives the kingdoms to who he wishes. You know what I'm saying? Just like he currently giving the kingdom into Esau, Edom, the so-called white man's hand right now. You know what I'm saying? But the Lord's going to strip that away in his coming, because this is the last empire that the Lord has chosen to rule before his return. But let's read on. Daniel 44:31. While the will the wo- will the word while the word was in the king's mouth, there fell a voice from heaven saying, O King Nebuchadnezzar, to thee it is spoken, the kingdom is departed from thee. Yeah, the Lord took the kingdom from away from him because he was on his high horse. You know what I'm saying? He was high-minded, saying that this was his doing. You know what I'm saying? But the Lord said, I put you in the position. I gave you this kingdom. You know what I'm saying? But for that, I'm gonna show you that, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna strip this away from you, and I'm gonna show you, you know what I'm saying, who's in control. And they shall drive thee from men, and thy dwelling shall be with the beasts of the field, and they shall make thee to eat grass as oxen, and 7 times shall pass over thee, until thou know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whosoever he willeth. Yeah, the Lord decided who's going to be in power, who doesn't. You know what I'm saying? Just like he decided when he took, Babylonian kingdom out, he was going to give it to, the Persian Medes. You know what I'm saying? And then when he decided to take the Persian Medes out, he gave it to the Grecians, Alexander the Great. And then when he decided to do that, he gave it into the Romans, who are the same people, Esau, Edom, just, they had war within themselves. You know what I'm saying? And, the Romans conquered the Grecians, but, kept a lot of their weight because they're the same people. You know what I'm saying? And the Lord had them fall into power and then come back into power. Esau Edom coming back in his Renaissance era, and he restored, his kingdom. You know what I'm saying, and bringing in his modern day Roman Empire, which is Great Britain and the Americas. What they so-called Great Britain and so-called America today. You know what I'm saying? This is the last dance for the Roman Empire for the Lord's coming. What are you doing? The same hour was the thing fulfilled upon Nebuchadnezzar, and he was driven from men and did eat grass as oxen, and his body was wet with the dew of the heaven, till his hairs were grown like eagle feathers, and his nails like bird claws. So the Lord turns him into a beast pretty much in the field. You know what I'm saying? And in the end of the days, I, Nebuchadnezzar, lifted up my eyes unto heaven, and my understanding returned to me, and I blessed the Most High, and I praised and honored him that lived forever, whose domination, whose dominion is an everlasting dominion, and his kingdom is from generation to generation. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So Nebuchadnezzar got humbled by the Lord. He was like, because he, on his high horse saying that he did these things, so the Lord stripped the kingdom from him and put him in this hellish condition, a base condition. You know what I'm saying? And you know, he came to his senses. You know what I'm saying? Oh, it's not me. You know what I'm saying? It was the Lord that gave me this kingdom, and His kingdom rules forever. You know what I'm saying? Which it is, because the kingdom of Yahweh Shemashai is going to be a forever kingdom. Like these devils and these other heathens had their time to rule. You know what I'm saying? Showing that the Lord is fair. He gave them out this opportunity, but you know what I'm saying? Our kingdom is going to be forever, and these heathens going to, have to pay for what they've done to the nation of Israel. But let's read on. Daniel 4:35. And all the inhabitants of the earth are reputed as nothing, and he doeth according to his will. Yeah, this is the will of the Lord. Anything that takes place in your life, that you experience in life, is all done at the will of Yahweh Shema Shai. Ain't nothing that person, the Lord uses that person, of course, you and that individual, but all things are happen for his sake. You know what I'm saying? Because there's something particular that the Lord wants to take place for that. You know what I'm saying? Situation or whatever it may be, because it's his will. In the army of heaven and among the inhabitants of the earth, and more can stay his hand or say unto him, who does this, what does thou? You know what I'm saying? You can't question the Lord for what he do. This is all his will. In the same time, my my reason returneth unto me, and for the glory of my kingdom my honor and brightness returneth unto me. And my counselor said, my lords sought unto me, and I was established in my kingdom, and excellent majesty was added unto me. Yeah, so the Lord could, he can bring you down, or he can restore you, like he did here. Now I, Nebuchadnezzar, praise and exalt and honor the King of heaven, all whose works are truth, and his ways judgment, and those that walk in pride he is able to abase. Yeah, and that's what he's going to do to Esau Edom. He's going to abase you, because actually Esau Edom is the basis of men that the Lord took, you know what I'm saying, and put in the power seat. You know what I'm saying? Because the Lord just told you earlier, a couple verses up, that, you know what I'm saying, he gives the kingdom to who he wants it to give it to. You know what I'm saying? Just like, he gave it to Nebuchadnezzar, you know what I'm saying, and took him down, and let him come back to the power. But the Lord allow him, did take him out, you know what I'm saying, to the Persian Medes. But, because Esau Edom's pride, was against the Lord, because, he's a proud man, you know what I'm saying? The Lord, you know what I'm saying, is going to take this devil out, and he's going to be basically going back into where he's supposed to be, because the Lord created this devil to be, a slave, you know what I'm saying, to his brother Jacob. He was created to be a servant, and he was created to be the wicked, which he is now. He went out and deceived the world, created this whole, chaotic situation, you know what I'm saying, because, he's the wicked, he's the border of wickedness. He's, the earth is given to the hand of the wicked, and he's doing his just due, you know what I'm saying, and the spiritual demon Satan, you know what I'm saying, is working with him, you know, to bring all this wickedness forth. And this is 2 Peter 2:4. For if the Most High spared not the angels that sinned, but cast them down to hell and delivered them into the chains of darkness to be reserved unto judgment. Yeah, and this is not talking about the angels being cast out of heaven and going into hell, whatever, whatever. This is talking about the nation of Israel, who are his angels, that because we rebelled against us, the Lord cast us down to hell in a low condition, just like Nebuchadnezzar, he got cast down to hell to be in a low condition. You know what I'm saying? And no different from us. We were the things in this world was created for our sakes, but the Lord, you know what I'm saying, for our punishment and our disobedience to Him. You know what I'm saying? He put us in a hellish condition, and He put us in this change of darkness because we were supposed to be immortal. You know what I'm saying? We were supposed to be immortal beings, but because Adam and Eve, they went off. We lost that immortality. You know what I'm saying? But Yahweh Shai came back to get that right. For those who can receive it, because Yahweh Shai is Adam. You know what I'm saying? Could talk about the second Adam, which is Yahweh Shai. He came back, he got it right as Yahweh Shai. He died for his people, and he's restoring that. He conquered death and hell and restoring that immortality. So we never have to face a hellish condition or death again, because we're not gonna die, and we're gonna live forever. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna be, immortals. You know what I'm saying? And the other nations, they're still gonna be uh, mortals. They're going to have the same flesh. They're going to be able to go off. You know what I'm saying? Because the spiritual demon Satan, he not going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? He's still going to be out here causing chaos, causing these nations to go off so we can bring judgment upon them. You know what I'm saying? And spare not the old world, but save Noah and the 8 persons, and preach the righteousness, bringing in the flood into the world of the ungodly. Yeah, so the Lord even, showing you that there's an elect, that the Lord is going to spare, only the elect of the nation of Israel, just like he did, because Noah was part of the elect then. And the 8 souls that he saved, for the sake of, you know, of Noah, you know what I'm saying? So, the Lord doesn't love everybody, obviously, because if he only saved 8 people, you know what I'm saying, during the flood, the first death, how is it that he loves everybody? That's another, bullshit doctrine Esau Edom created, you know what I'm saying, plantation Christianity. The Lord don't love everybody. He has people that he hates or whatnot, you know what I'm saying? Even of his own people, it's 2/3, but, they're going to get right in the kingdom to come, and they're going to be properly restored, but, those that he hates, they're going to be going into captivity, and they're going to serve their punishment or whatnot. And the great flood that's to come now is the hellfire that the Lord going to fill the earth with in his day of judgment. But this is Ecclesiastes 3:16. And moreover, I saw until it's like a, and moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment, that wickedness was there, and the place of righteousness, that iniquity was there. Yeah. And what's the place under the sun? The earth. So this is where the Lord has, chose for us to, put us in these chains of darkness, his angels, the nation of Israel, his people, to come here and serve our punishment under the sun, on earth. You know what I'm saying? Because, when you die, you go to the spirit world, you receive your judgment, and you come back here and you serve it out. You know what I'm saying? So right now, the Lord has us in this hellish condition, being ruled over by our enemy, Esau, Edom, and the other heathen nations. We're being oppressed, by our oppressors. You know what I'm saying? And we're facing and we're catching hell. You know what I'm saying? Jake, you know what I'm saying? We're getting punished on a daily basis. We get run down by the police, murdered by the police. We got to face, financial discrimination and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Last hired, first fired type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, we deal with a lot of that shit because, that's could be in a hellish condition. You know what I'm saying? You don't see, like, in the workforce, you might see, especially in healthcare, we see there's more, so-called white medical professionals than there are black, because, this is the kingdom. This is what it's supposed to be. We're supposed to be outnumbered. They're supposed to be doing better than us. You know what I'm saying? Because we're in a hellish condition, and some of our people try to figure out, well, why we ain't catching these breaks? Because we're not supposed to really catch breaks. You know what I'm saying? Because we're not in our time to rule. This ain't our rulership and whatnot. We here serving in captivity. We're going to catch hell. And this is Job 2:1, which reads, and there was a day where the sons of the Most High came to present themselves before Yahweh, and Satan came also among them to present himself before Yahweh. So hold on. So if they holding council in the heavens, right? And Satan got cast into, out of heavens for being rebellious against the Lord. Why is he among the Lord while they holding council? This doesn't make any sense. But this is what this devil tell you. He in this place called hell with his hell fire, and he causing you to go off. Well, he is causing you to go off, but it's not at his will. It's at the instruction of Yahweh Shema Shai. And then, when you die, he calls you to go to this place called hell where he is, that he gonna torment you with fire. No, it's not so, man. That's made up bullshit mythology, Greek mythology. You know what I'm saying? That these devils created. Esau Edom, the so-called white man, created. You know what I'm saying? Satan was never casted out into hell. He was created to, be on the left-hand side. He's one of the Lord's angels, his sons, that the Lord created to create chaos and destruction within the earth. You know what I'm saying? And he gave him his own people, who was Esau Edom, so-called white man, to carry these things out in this earth, on earth today. You know what I'm saying? Those Esau Edom, so-called white man, is Satan in the flesh. And we'll get that later, too. Reading on, and Yahweh said unto Satan, from whence comest thou? And Satan answered to Yahweh and said, from going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down in it. Yeah, so the Lord asked him, "Yo, where you coming from, Satan?" And Satan was trying to, "I'm coming from where you sent me to and fro within the earth, causing chaos and destruction, as you had commanded unto me." You know what I'm saying? This is my title. You know what I'm saying? Satan, the adversary, to be against you. You know what I'm saying? So I'm doing as you want me to do. I want you got me going off, got me creating chaos within the earth. You know what I'm saying? This is what I'm doing. I'm doing what you created me to do. What you ordered me to do in this earth, that's what I'm doing. And Yahweh said unto him, to Satan, hast thou considered my servant Job, and there is none like him in the earth, a perfect man and upright, one that feareth the Most High, and escheweth evil, which means stay away from evil, and still he holdeth fast his integrity, although thou mightest movest me against him to destroy him without cause. Then this is when they made the wager about allowing Satan to um, deal with Job or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? And the Lord was telling Satan, like, listen, this is my servant Job. I already know he not going off. You can do whatever you want to do to him, but I'm telling you, this man, he gonna stay by my side. You know what I'm saying? He gonna stand by me because the game is fixed. The Lord already knew. You know what I'm saying? And for those who know the story, the Lord let Satan have his way with Job, and Job stood tall, and he stands by him. I mean, he was weary at times, and he went through his moanings or whatever, but he still stuck to the Lord. You know what I'm saying? He still stand by the way of Yahweh Shema Shai, and the Lord restored him. Just like because this story deals with the fallen and the restoration of the nation of Israel, the story of Job. For those that can have the eyes to see and ears to hear and whatnot. And the Lord gave Job double for all the things that the Lord put him through, and that's what the Lord gonna do to us. Anything we lose on this side, the Lord gonna restore to us in the kingdom of heaven. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get it back. All the women, all the children, whatever the situation may be. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get everything back. Family, we're gonna get all that back in the kingdom to come. This is Isaiah 14:12, which reads, "How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations?" Yeah, so when our people, they see this, they say Lucifer, they just think that it's talking about Satan. No, Lucifer just means light bearer. You know what I'm saying? You could have light bearing on the left hand side or on the right hand side. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, let's even go into that. He's a light bearer on the left hand side. Esau Edom, and then you have light bearer Luciferian, means light on the right hand side, knowledge of righteousness, and then you have knowledge of wickedness. Lucifer, light bearer, see, shining one, morning star, Lucifer, the king of Babylon, and Satan. He's not, Lucifer's not Satan. Blue letters be going off. Hella, but Satan does have light of knowledge of wickedness. You know what I'm saying? So you can say that, yeah, he's a bearer of wickedness, the of light of wickedness. You know what I'm saying? So you can have enlightenment, knowledge of wickedness on the left hand side, and then you have a light of knowledge on the right hand side. And Esau Edom has light of knowledge on the left hand side. So because he is Satan in the flesh, of the king of Babylon and Satan. Yeah, who's the king of Babylon now? Esau Edom. Show you he's Satan. If you put it in that soul, you know what I'm saying? That soul to the spirit, Yahweh Shai. You know what I'm saying? Satan, Esau Edom, you know what I'm saying, is the king of Babylon, modern day Babylon in the flesh. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you know what I'm saying? The king of Babylon, Satan, Esau Edom. You know what I'm saying? So they on point with that. But anyway, reading on. Isaiah 14:13. For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend to heaven, I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. And in Esau Edom, he did that. You know what I'm saying? It was in 1969. He went to the heavens and went on his his journey to the moon, and also, exalting above the stars, going to the satellite systems, and placing satellites in the skies, and also upon the stars, you know, going into the nation of Israel. You know what I'm saying? Because we're the stars of Yahweh Shem Shai. Going to the 12 stars upon the crown. You know what I'm saying? We're those stars that the Lord has allowed the devil to set a throne upon and rule over. You know what I'm saying? I was set also upon the mountain of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. And this devil, what I'm saying, he wanted to be like the Most High. He put his satellites in the system. He watching everything. He's trying to be like the Lord. You know what I'm saying? He ascending into the heavens and trying to be like the Most High. That's why he want to give you this RFID microchip so he can place it inside you, so he can have total control over your body. Because only Yahweh Shai has control over mind, body, spirit, and soul. He controls everything that uh, being done, because all the will, everything is His will. All everything was created for His will. So all that we do in this earth is created. The Lord has created, to be done at His own, for His own doing, for His own will. And this is what Esau Edom wants to have control of. He wants to place this RFID microchip inside of you, so he can be your God. He can have total control over you. He can know your thoughts. He can, program you the way he want to program you. You know what I'm saying? He can, have total control over you, knowing when you're sick, knowing when if you're dying, if you well, or if you lying to him, or how your heart rate, and your medical well-being and whatnot. When you dealing with your woman, having sexual intercourse and all type of when you sleeping, you know what I'm saying? Exercise, whatever, when being able to see your thought, what you thinking. Just, you know what I'm saying? He can even stop your breath if you want to, once he put this digital all inside of you. You know what I'm saying? Stop you from buying and selling. You know what I'm saying? Bringing all type of illness upon you. Because, there's going to be a grievous sword for those that do. A cancerous sword that the Lord could give you, for taking that mark too. You know? But yeah, so this is what this devil is. He wants to be like the Most High. He's doing all he can, you know, to try to restore that his blessing that that was stripped away from him. He's trying to get it back carnally to bring forth his carnal blessing, that the Lord has given unto him, but it's not going to work. But read knowing, yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. Yeah, you could be brought down to hellish condition. Again, let's get this hell. Let's see, to the pit. Hell is a pit in the grave. Hell. People usually hell, underworld, grave, hell, pit. See, he gonna be brought down to a pit. He gonna be brought down because wicked sent there for punishment, righteous. You're gonna be sent there for punishment, and your hellish condition for what you did. The place of exile, the extreme derogation, righteous, not bonded to, without praise, and a place of no return. But as you can see, he gonna be sitting to the pit. He's gonna be sitting to his hellish condition. You know what I'm saying? For his wickedness that he committed, while he was in his rulership upon the face of the earth. He gonna get his judgment. He gonna be brought into his low state, as we have been as a nation of Israel. Read on. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms? See? So Lucifer is that man. You know what I'm saying? Showing you this is not talking about the spiritual demon Satan. This is talking about Esau Edom being brought into the pit, to his hell, to his low condition, whatnot. This is, uh, the true definition of hell. You know what I'm saying? Not the place where you're gonna burn for eternity. You're just gonna be in that condition to where you're gonna be catching hell, because you're gonna be brought low, and you're gonna be the basic men that the Lord has created you to be. Esau Edom, man. This is Matthew 11 and 22, which reads, but I say unto you, it shall be no more tolerated of Tyre and Sidon in that day of judgment than for you. And this is Yahweh speaking. And thou Capernaum, which is this is a city in in Galilee, Jerusalem, which are exalted unto heaven. Yes, because they was in a heavenly state, because they was a wealthy city. So that shall be brought down to hell. So Capernaum, the city is all the whole city is in hell right now, burning. You know what I'm saying? That don't even make sense. You know what I'm saying? No, that means that they was going to be brought low. They was going to be that heavenly state they were in. They was going to be brought into a low condition, down to the bottom into a pit, and have to suffer. You know what I'm saying? They were going to be taken out of that, you know, that mirth, loving that mirthful state they were in, flourishing. You know what I'm saying? To being, uh, pretty much distraught and destroyed. For if if the mighty works which have been done in thee have been done in Sodom, it would have remained until this day. And let's go and look at Capernaum. It says Capernaum, village of comfort. See, a flourishing city of Galilee, situated on the western shore of the Sea of Galilee, the lake of Gennesaret, near, if I said that right, near the place where the Jordan flows into the lake. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So this was a city, a flourishing city, a village of comfort in Galilee that was flourishing, and the Lord said, that was going to be destroyed or whatnot, or wickedness, because Jerusalem was ransacked and destroyed in 70 A.D. and whatnot, and they were brought low. But I say unto you, there it shall be more tolerable for the land of Sodom in the day of judgment than for thee. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because the Lord, brought upon judgment upon in this city, and took it from its flourishing state and brought it to a low state, bring it to a hellish state, a hellish condition. You know, just like with Nebuchadnezzar, just like he gonna do with Esau, Edom, he gonna bring him to that hellish condition. He gonna make them face that judgment, just like he did with us. You know what I'm saying? The Lord, we was in a heavenly state, but the Lord brought us down to the position of hell. You know what I'm saying? We're in hell right now. We're living out our hell. You know what I'm saying? In so-called America, like the saying goes, like America, so-called America is a so-called white man's heaven and a so-called black man's hell, which is true. You know what I'm saying? Because this is their heaven. Esau, Edom, this is the heaven that heavenly state that the Lord has put them in these last days. You know what I'm saying? And the Lord has put us in this hellish condition to catch hell from our oppressor, this devil, Esau, Edom, so-called white man. And he's fulfilling that. And this is Revelation 12:9, which reads, "And the great dragon was cast out, and the old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him." Yeah, you know what I'm saying? The Lord cast out those that followed Esau, Edom. You know what I'm saying? Joined him in his wickedness. The Lord cast them out too, and they were going to be brought to a low state, because all these heathen nations, they're going to be brought low, and they're going to go into servitude. But let's go into who the devil and Satan is here, and what the scriptures say, because it's not always dealing with a spiritual demon, Satan. The devil, profane, slaying, slanderous, accuser, false accuser. We all know who that is. Esau, Edom, the accuser of our brethren. It applies to a man who, by opposing the cause of the Most High, may be said to be act the part of the devil, or the side with him. Yeah, and that's Esau, Edom, so-called white man. And this is what this scripture is pertaining to. Esau, Edom, you're going to be taken out of your power seat. You know what I'm saying? And pay for your wickedness. And let's go to what it says about Satan in the same verse. So we said the devil is a man. Again, the prince of evil spirits, circumventing men by his wills, worshippers of idols, a Satan-like man. See? And who was that? Esau, Edom. You know what I'm saying? He's the Satan-like man. He's the devil in the flesh. He's Satan in the flesh, man. Esau, Edom, Satan in the flesh.
Strong's G 4567. Satanas. Satanas.
Esau, Edom, man.
Thayer's Lexicon. Satan. Satan.
Yeah, that's the name of evil. Satan. That's Esau, Edom. In the flesh, man. This is Habakkuk 2 and 5. He also, because he transgresses by wine, Esau, Edom, bringing his doctrine into the world and having all these other nations follow upon it. He drunk with wine. He is a proud man. Yeah, who's a proud man? Esau, Edom. Does he say, "I'm proud to be an American. I'm proud to be a Marine"? It's him, man. He's the Satan, the devil in the flesh. You know what I'm saying? He's a Satan like man. You need to keep it at home. Yeah, this devil never keep it at home. Don't he got like embassies in every fucking country there is? You know what I'm saying? He always got his nose in everybody's business. You know what I'm saying? Dealing with wars, Vietnam War, the Desert Storm, the Iraq War. You know what I'm saying? Oh, everything. This devil always in somebody's backyard doing what he want to do. You know what I'm saying? Throwing his weight around because he's the the bully of today. The the world ruler, and the world was given into his hand, and all the world feared this devil. You know what I'm saying? You know. That's what it says in Isaiah. Is this the man who caused the world to shake and the earth to tremble? Yeah, because he did do that. Because when he was in power, he did that. He throw these sanctions on people. People fear into him. They always. But now that's all that's coming to a halt. That's that mindset of these nations. They starting to realize that this devil he weak, and we're gonna come, and a lot of his allies are turning against him because this is the time the Lord has appointed for these things to take place, for this kingdom to fall or whatnot. But in his reign and at his height, what I'm saying, everybody feared this devil. You know what I'm saying? But now the Lord has given these other nations the ability to come up with these nuclear weapons. So now these people they're not afraid. I mean, and that's the spirit that the Lord put them in to not fear the devil anymore. So He can bring World War III to pass. So He can give the deliverance into the nation of Israel. But as we're doing, who enlarges his desire as hell. Yeah, he desiring to, he enlarges, the things that he, by taking, things away from these nations. But he actually just desiring of hell because the Lord is going to destroy him and bring him to a hellish condition for all his greed. We're going to read on with this. And is as death. Yeah, he is death. You know what I'm saying? Esau Edom is death, you know, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and he unto him all people. And yeah, this devil do that. You know what I'm saying? He go into these nations, he try to take over, what I'm saying, take their resources. He tell you what so-called America is the melting pot. Everybody can come here, taking people from all the nations in this big country, saying that we receive all, we'll take all, and then he gets them drunk with his wine, pushing his his ways upon them. The people that come to here, they go off. That's why they hate the Western world. Like even the women, you know, from the Eastern world that come into a particular way. When they come to the Western world, you know what I'm saying, they do away with the things that they learn in their Eastern culture. You know what I'm saying? Because they're drunken with the wine of Babylon, whatnot. You know what I'm saying? And and that's what many of these nations do when they get here. You know what I'm saying? They fall into the ways of what this devil has pushed forth. You know what I'm saying? This devil like to push forth homosexuality, pedophilia, or whatnot, adultery. This devil, he's just wicked. He's just the adversary of the Lord, or whatnot. You know. And this last but not least, last scripture here. This is Revelation 6 and 8. To show you, Esau Edom, he is death and hell. Revelation 6 and 8. And I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death. Esau Edom, the pale horse, was named, and hell followed with him. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He brought death and hell with him. You know what I'm saying? Because the Lord gave him, that blessing. You know what I'm saying? To the sword to bring mass death. You know what I'm saying? And and raise hell within the nations, especially upon the nation of Israel. You know, but this is going to further go into too. And and power was given unto him over the fourth part of the earth, which is what's the fourth part of the world, the new world, so-called America. You know what I'm saying? To kill with the sword. That was what he did. He not kill with the sword when he came in and took over the northern kingdom Israelites that were here, these so-called Native Americans and you Latinos. He did that. You know what I'm saying? He killed you with the sword. You know what I'm saying? Because that was not part of the blessing. You know what I'm saying? And part of his other sword is this RFID microchip, where he gonna poke you with. You know what I'm saying? Inject you with his RFID microchip in the end. That's also part of his sword. And with hunger, and with death, and the beasts of the earth. Yeah, this devil, he did all that. He came with the sword. He killed. He brought famines and stole the lands, and he creating famines now. You know what I'm saying? Because the famine, is part of end time prophecy. But this devil, he's doing things to create famine. You know what I'm saying? You see food prices going up. You know what I'm saying? That's going, and that's what happens. When supplies get low. It's going to cause a hike in in inflation. You know what I'm saying? With famine, and he purposely, intentionally did that. You know what I'm saying? Bringing, within his death, you know what I'm saying? Bringing death with his so-called jab, he brought death, you know what I'm saying? He's going to bring death, you know what I'm saying? Because he going to, put, he pumps in his poisons, his foods, or whatnot, because, we eat the foul bread among the Gentile. This devil, he just wickedly research stuff to purposely bring death upon the world, you know what I'm saying? Because he is death, you know what I'm saying? As the scriptures, state, he's Satan in the flesh. He's deaf, he brings hell, you know what I'm saying? So showing you that hell, you know what I'm saying, is a condition that the Lord placed you in for being disobedient unto him. And this is the reason why we in the condition that we are. We're facing hell because, us as a people have went off against the Lord himself, Yahweh Shema Shai, and the Lord making us pay for it. And we're serving our captivity here in Babylon the Great, the last captivity that the Lord has for us. And amongst the other, because the nation of Israel is scattered among the four corners of the earth, so we are in many captivities among the earth right now. But the main place is Babylon, the great, the daughter of Babylon, here, so-called America, where the Lord is going to bring them the harshest judgment unto His people and into the heathens. You know what I'm saying? Lord has saved the best for last, and we're almost, to that point when these things are gonna happen. But yeah, so the point of the lesson is to show you that, there is no place called hell where you're gonna be burning for eternity or whatnot. And that's just made up false doctrine that this devil created. Because if the Lord all forgiving, why is He gonna make you burn in hell for eternity? You know what I'm saying? That don't even make sense. You know what I'm saying? But that's what this devil tells you. The Lord loves everybody. He loves everybody, but He gonna make those that sin against Him burn for eternity? No. You know what I'm saying? He is gonna make you pay for what you've done to His people, though. You know what I'm saying? All you heathen nations. So in our kingdom, when the Lord is restored, you're gonna have to serve us. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna be known that we in rulership. There ain't gonna be no lies and tell you that we equals. None of that. No, it's gonna be known we in rule. We beat your asses to submission. You go off. You don't keep our high holy days and nothing like that. You're gonna get, you know, you're just due. You're gonna be punished. But you devils and you other heathens, y'all gonna be, looking at the calendar for them days. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the only time y'all gonna get rest. From us not beating you into submission. So you're gonna be looking forward to the high holy days that we partake in, because we're gonna let you rest on those days. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, again, like I said, the whole point of this lesson was to show you that, what I'm saying, there is no place called hell. Hell is more sort of a condition than a place where you can burn for eternity. I just hope the lesson has been edifying. I just want to say, call Hola Yahweh Shema Shai, Kra Mashwala, Ba Ba Ba, Shalom.